Previously on the Canadian Rally Championship. Round 1 brought the usual cast of teams back for a new season, armed with big ambitions.
Oh, obviously we're going to try to win.
We're expecting to win.
Of course we want to win.
But only one of the top contenders would come through the first stage unscathed.
It's a bad start for them, but a good start for us.
As both ACP and Pat Richard suffered soft offs on a slippery corner.
I wasn't really pushing hard, but the car just wasn't reacting like I thought it would.
A band of up-and-comers, led by Leo Erlichich, would find themselves fighting for the podium, while last year's heavyweights continued to struggle.
I think we got to stop here, Al.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
All right.
With the night stages cleared, Bruno Carré would emerge from the deep woods to find himself atop a podium filled with rising stars. And the veterans went home empty-handed. Today, the top teams must get maximum points to bring their season back on track, but Mother Nature isn't going to make things easy for them.
Hello, Canada. Vic Roeder along with TSN Rally analyst Paul Chater here in Calgary for the start of the Rocky Mountain Rally. And you know, Paul, the teams might think the biggest challenge is each other, but the weather is also going to be a factor.
Yeah, well, it's cloudy but clear here downtown for the start. It's been raining and snowing for 2 days in the foothills of the mountains where the stages are.
And the veterans always tell the young guns, bring every tire you own because you never know what conditions you'll face.
Well, Rocky's always a unique event. We got challenging road conditions. We did the wreck yesterday. There's about this much mud and about that much snow on top of it.
So we're talking about soft gravel tires, snow tires.
Luckily with Yokohama we have all the good tires. We have snow tires, mud tires, gravel tires. We just need to pick the right one.
I'm almost certainly going to do whatever Antoine does because I like to beat him fair and square.
At the moment this morning here, downtown Calgary, I'm not even sure exactly what we're going to use. So when we head up there, we have a service before the first few stage and we'll make the final decision there.
If anything, it's a bit intimidating for the drivers. It's certainly scary because the stages that we're running today are really fast. And Antoine's had a big accident on those stages previously, so it's going to be hairy.
Now the veterans know they're playing catch-up. The rising stars who podiumed last event, well, their job now is to try and hold them off.
It's going to be very slippery, and I think it's going to work to my advantage because, you know, the conditions we're going to get are similar to what we get in Eastern rallies when it's winter events.
I don't really like these conditions. The first stage is all right. The second stage is not bad. And then the top part coming back, powder face, it's pretty steep coming down. A lot of slippery parts on there.
We'll try. It's going to be hard because I think Pat and Antoine will be ferocious in their fights.
Yeah, our goal for the weekend is obviously a win for Subaru Canada and Yokohama at maximum points.
We need to win. We really need that to put ourselves back in the championship.
You know, it seems like such a simple decision. 4 round black rubber bits that connect the car to the road, but here at Rocky, well, it can make all the difference.
With loose snow over mud covering the 148 kilometers of the rally, all the teams will have to choose wisely and tread carefully. This is a 2-day event with 11 challenging special stages, so endurance and pace outweigh flat-out speed.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think Field Drive Subaru, and by Yokohama Tires. Now you've got control. So the teams head out to the stages. They're going to place their bets, hoping that the rally roulette wheel will land on their tire choice, and even the poor weather can't detract from the scenery. And wow, look at that view. Now first to the line and first on the road is Craig Henderson, Lynn Murphy, the first Subaru in the 3-car team effort, Team Swap Shop.
Henderson finished 3rd at Rally Paris-Neige by being consistent and smooth. He's not a risk taker and is running on medium snow tires, the safest bet today. The Yokohama medium snows work well in a variety of conditions and should serve Craig's conservative driving technique pretty well. That road looks slippery, though.
And when you're one of the pace setters, Paul, you've got to take some risks. Find that edge. Now here, starting stage 1, the Rockstar team of Antoine Lestage and Natalie Richard are determined to find that edge and find it early.
Antoine has chosen Yokohama mud tires, which is a bit of a gamble. The mud tires are highly specialized and can get rapidly chewed up on the gravel. If it's sloppy out there, the mud tires could be a significant advantage, but if there's more snow than mud on the ground, they might not work at all.
The proof, of course, will be the pace, and Richard thinks that Lestage has made the wrong choice.
Four-time Canadian rally champ is betting on the loose layer of snow being the biggest challenge and has fitted Yokohama snow tires. It's a smart play. The big lugs on the snow tires work decently even if you get down through the snow.
But it looks like most of the snow has already been blown off the road, and look how the car is starting to skate now across the mud.
The conditions change by the kilometer, so don't call the play just yet.
Team Swapshot's second entry to the rally is Rally Perce-Neige winner Bruno Carré, and it looks like he's putting all that ice and snow racing experience to good use. Man, oh man.
Bruno has taken a big gamble on his tire choice. He's fitted deep snow tires. These highly specialized tires are very narrow and very tough. If he gets offline, they could just save the day. Slushy snow over mud probably behaves like deep snow over ice. Perfect for Bruno. He could be a serious threat.
And here he is, Crazy Leo Erlichich, this time paired with the American co-driver Chrissy Beavis.
Running on snows, Leo has proven that he has the speed necessary to win and is just refining his consistency. He's just coming off a win at Ontario Regional event, and as soon as he finds that delicate balance between pace and endurance, the Top Guns had better watch out for Leo.
Oh man, the weather not getting any better either. Look, he has the skill, he has the tools, he's building his wisdom. He just needs to put them all together to win a first national event.
Nick and Kelly Matthew, who finished third here last year, are not faring as well. A couple of offs have damaged the suspension, throwing them well off the pace.
And as the weather continues to get worse, it looks like the mud tires were the ticket. Lestage, listen to this. Over 3 stages already, a minute and a half out in front. That's crazy. Carré's tire choice keeps him ahead of Crazy Leo, and the rest of the pack, including Henderson, well, they're playing catch-up. When we come back, Team Subaru tries to claw back the time lost to the Rockstar team.
I tried my best, tried to minimize the damage, but he's got the lead, and we got a long day tomorrow.
And Henderson fights to get back into the hunt.
I'm not really satisfied, but anyway, the day of rally's not over yet.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what do you got in this thing?
16 valve, 2.4 liter engine, 200 horsepower. Air conditioning.
32 valve, 3.5 liter engine, 650 horsepower, air conditioning.
Honda builds every IndyCar engine. It's our commitment to racing and engineering. The same engineering that goes into the all-new Civic, the official vehicle of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
Welcome back to the Canadian Rally Championship here on TSN. 3 stages down, and the Rockstar team strategy, it's paying off.
It's going very well. We had the good tires and the Yokohama secret weapon. It was a bit of a gamble, but when they gave us the report that there was some gravel between the snow, we decided to try it, and now we have a good lead, so I'm very happy.
Having lost over 90 seconds to Lestage, Patrick Richard now has more than mountains to climb.
We went on snow tires. Antoine went on mud tires, and he made the right call, and it was pretty tough going. You know, the top 5 cars in the field were all running different kinds of tires: ice tires, mud tires, snow tires, gravel tires. So I tried my best, tried to minimize the damage, but he's got the lead, and we got a long day tomorrow ahead of us.
The Swap Shop boys have mixed opinions on the road conditions. Henderson struggled through the opening stages.
I'm not really in favor too much with the mud and snow and all that all mixed together. I like it when it's only snow or only dry gravel. I'm not really satisfied, but anyway, the day of rally's not over yet.
While the gamble of Bruno Carré also paid off.
Yeah, I tried the C5, and I spoke to John Buffum to ask him if they would hold on the gravel, and he said, yeah, they're pretty tough on the gravel. It's a narrow tire, so whenever we were getting off the track and in the snow, it was easier to come back. And on the gravel, I was very surprised. They hold, and they're still in good shape after 40 kilometers.
But you know, it takes more than just tire choice to get ready.
You bet, Vic. For the top teams, prepping the car actually starts at the previous rally and involves the entire team. Crazy Leo and the pros at Can Jam have it down to a science.
During the event, co-driver and I, we always make so-called service lists or like gripe sheets. It's just something that we don't like about the car, the way it's handling, or something to look at after the event.
So when we get the car back from an event, first thing is take it for a little drive and see what it runs like. Make notes of anything that doesn't feel quite right. We'll check all the alignment settings, the ride heights and everything on the car. Do a compression and leak down testing on the motor, check to make sure everything is okay. Brakes, calipers, they all come apart. They all get inspected and rebuilt. Underside protection, a lot of the times, depending on how abrasive the previous rally was, would need to be replaced. Gearboxes, we do like to go into the gearboxes between rallies just to at least inspect them to make sure that they're okay.
it's amazing when you can trust your team like this, because you never ever worry about something being wrong before the next event.
You know, it's one thing for the drivers to go out and do as best as they can, but it's our job to try and give them the equipment to go out there and do that.
And that obviously allows me to concentrate just on driving, because the team preps the car before and during the event. The co-driver keeps you on track, on the road and on time, and you just gotta do the driving, the fun part.
And so here comes that fun part that he's talking about, with the ridge roads behind them. Crazy Leo now sets out on the first of 3 passes through the jumping pound. This is the spectator loop.
The conditions here are much better than out on the Powder Face Trail. Each pass is 5 kilometers of smooth and twisty gravel lined with rally fans. There will be plenty of sideways action to keep both the spectators and the teams entertained. Crazy Leo is proving that he can keep the crazy in check, holding steadily on a 4th place.
As we said before, very smooth and consistent driving from a young gun. Now, having dominated the opening stages, the Stars won't be taking any risks on the remaining stages today.
This is more a test of maturity than anything else. A big mistake could wipe out the lead he's built, but even a veteran like Lestage isn't immune to the temptation of showing off for the fans.
And you've got to believe, Paul, he knows who is right behind him to collect the pieces. Team Subaru has some serious ground to make up on that Rockstar team.
Pat Richard basically said it himself. The spectator loop isn't the place to claw that time back. There's an old saying in rallying about spectator stages. You can't win the rally there, but you sure as hell can lose it. Richard will hold his speed in check and wait until the long stages tomorrow to push back.
And I'll bet that Craig Henderson is liking the smooth gravel here a lot better than the last set of roads.
Team Swap Shop of Blainville, Quebec is putting forth a serious effort this year, with Craig Henderson, Bruno Carré, and Marc Bourassa all on their roster behind the wheels of hot Subarus. The privateer effort is already leading the championship and causing stress for the usual frontrunners. Henderson will move up to 8th place. Bruno Carré and co-driver Yves Joyel are solidly in 3rd on Richard's heels, and Bourassa was in 5th right behind Crazy Leo until an engine problem ended his rally.
Mark Jennings Bates, another Subaru privateer, is actually psyching himself up for the attempt at the 2011 Dakar Rally, and if he finishes the legendary event, he'll be the first Canadian to do so in a 4-wheel drive car.
And being towed out of the stage is former 2-wheel drive leader Zibi Chevchek. He's out with clutch failure, leaving last year's Group 2 champions, the Zedrel brothers, leading 2-wheel drive. Hot on their heels is the husband and wife team of Chris and Jacqueline Schofield. They're steadily carving the Zedrels' lead down stage by stage in a 23-year-old Toyota, no less. We'll have a real battle for 2-wheel drive before the end of this one.
The 2009 Production GT champion Hardy Schmidtke has stepped up to open class here at Rocky and is holding on to 6th place. And with Schmidtke in open class, Mike Goodwin holds on to the PGT lead in his WRX.
And true to form, Antoine Lestage and co-driver Natalie Richard haven't put a wheel wrong yet, coming out of the spectator loop still in a commanding lead. While Patrick Richard is matching their pace, I doubt he's feeling as enthusiastic as the Rockstar team. He hasn't given up any more ground through the spectator loop, but the climb back up the standings tomorrow will be steep and difficult. But if anyone can pull it off, it's Team Subaru.
So Richard knows if he wants to win, he'll have to do something drastic. Look, he's still 90 seconds back. Crazy Leo is edging in on Carré, and he could challenge him for the podium if things get dicey. Now after the break, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Basically, I have to do the exact opposite of what Antoine's doing. I mean, I got absolutely nothing to lose.
And the weather deteriorates even more, threatening the whole rally.
We're concerned that if something does happen out there, that we can't even get medics to help people.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keene, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
Welcome back. Vic Router along with Paul Chater. Oh, we've got rain, snow, wet snow, slush, mud, you name it, we've got it. And on this Saturday morning, the weather continues to deteriorate, making some sections of the road impassable.
Yeah, it's ugly out there, and we're having a lot of trouble getting our control crews, radio blockers into position, and we're concerned that if something does happen out there that we can't even get medics to help people. So on safety grounds, we can't run the stage as it is right now.
But the organizers have sorted things out. The competition will continue, but the teams now, what do they choose for tires?
Apparently there's a lot more snow than yesterday, so we went out on snow tires, but from what I can see here, it's not the right choice. So hopefully there's more snow up there, but we went for the safer choice because we have a big lead. Pat might go with something more aggressive because he needs to make up some time. We'll see after those two stages.
Lestage is right. Pat Richard is taking a big risk on his tire choice, a gamble he hopes will allow him to take upwards of 20 seconds a stage on the Rockstar team.
Yeah, we took a risky choice this morning. We're going out on gravel tires even though it's snowing out. Basically, I have to do the exact opposite of what Antoine's doing in order to gain any time. I mean, I got absolutely nothing to lose. We got a bit of a deficit from yesterday, so just hope we can keep it on the road.
So once again, the bets are placed. Who will come up with snake eyes this time?
I wouldn't wager against the Rockstar team. If there's any snow in the ruts, or if they go offline, they'll have an advantage. Their choice of Yokohama snow tires is being mimicked by a lot of teams, while only a few, like Team Subaru, are willing to take risks in these tough conditions.
While Richard has taken that risk of fighting for a chance to win, the consequences, well, they could be dire. A brilliant tire choice could make up the gap, but the wrong choice could cost him more time or worse.
There are a lot of caution exposure notes in the route book indicating big drop-offs on the outside of the corners. Bruno Carré is carrying the torch for Team Swap Shop, having fitted the narrow snow tires that served him so well yesterday. With them, he doesn't care much where the tracks in the snow are. He can make his own, and he's starting to pull time on Richard.
And that, of course, is causing Crazy Leo Erlichich to fall a little further behind a podium spot. Look, the old Crazy Leo would be maybe pushing too hard and taking too many risks, but hey, he's pretty cool right now, and he's holding on to fourth.
Yeah, but not helping Leo's calm is Henderson's increasing comfort with the sloppy road conditions. He's made up 3 places and is now up to 5th.
And while Craig Henderson and Crazy Leo are there playing it safe, Simon Lozier in 7th place, well, he's found that ragged edge in that bright green Evo, crossed it over 100 per hour.
Yeah, that would have woken me up. No damage, though, and they'll continue to the finish.
Now, I doubt Lestage needs much encouragement to keep it between the ditches in these conditions. He gets the Rockstar car safely to the end of the first 2 stages. Sometimes smooth and steady, that's the best.
He needn't have worried, Vic. Gravel tires are notoriously bad at handling snow, and there's just enough of it on top of this gravel to cause Richard's car to skate along the surface of the road. The tire gamble cost him a bunch more time.
And just look at him sliding all over the place. Takes a lot of skill to hang on, and speeds over 170K. Skill, though, not enough. Richard loses another 20 seconds, falls behind Bruno Carré, and Henderson has a long way to go to catch Crazy Leo for 4th. And even if you play it safe, these roads are scary.
I don't think I've ever driven in conditions like that. I scared myself a couple of times. It's a mix of mud and some gravel and some slush and some heavy wet snow. It's very hard to judge how the tires will work, but we're here and we have a good lead, so I'm happy, and we need to play it smart and bring it to the end.
Patrick Richard can't mull over a poor decision. He's got to catch Bruno Carré.
I'm not too worried about that. I think if we have the right tires and the right choices going forward, we should be able to make that time back up. I mean, just because I picked the wrong tires and the times don't show it doesn't mean we're not trying hard, and we're always pushing for the victory, and we're going to keep doing the same.
And Bruno knows exactly who's in his rearview mirror.
I think he's going to be very fast on the stage where we passed already, and the new sections, we're going to be faster. So I think we could probably hold up, but I know he's faster than I am. So we'll see.
So now gunning to push Team Subaru Canada back up the podium. Currently 3rd, Richard will put the hammer down in the final run to the finish of the Rocky Mountain Rally here on TSN.
State your desires.
Speed, adrenaline, competition.
Calculating. Result in 3, 2, 1. National Auto Sports Association. Start here.
Welcome back. The sleet, the rain, the snow continue. A mailman wouldn't even like this. The Rocky Mountain Rally, and it's starting to look like finishing the event will be a miracle, let alone winning it. The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive. Subaru. Now, starting the last round of stages, the Rockstar team of Antoine Lestage, Nathalie Richard have an insurmountable lead on their rivals.
Lestage needs to keep his guard up, although it's doubtful Richard can catch him on straight speed at this point. One bad note, one blown corner, one mistake could turn the tables in a heartbeat. There are still 3 very slippery stages to go.
Man, they're getting bogged down, aren't they? Bruno Carré knows that if he gets provoked into a battle with Richard, it could cost him a lot more than second place, and so he's going to play it conservatively. Any podium spot is better than crashing out, which is what happened to him at the Rocky a year ago.
I have no doubt that barring a major mistake, Richard will catch Carré, but beyond that, the deeply rutted stage roads are only fast if you stay in the tracks, and as soon as you step outside them, you get bogged down or worse. This is conflicting with Richard's driving style. He likes to put the car way more sideways in the corners than his competitors, but as soon as he does that, it pushes him out of the tracks, costing him momentum. It's frustrating at least.
And you make a good point. I think we're seeing here Richard not being able to drive the way he's most comfortable. Now, Paul, in the past, we've been really critical of crazy Leo Ulrichich. Well, let's give him the props this weekend. He has been terrific. He's kept his cool. He hasn't made any mistakes, and he's held a consistent fourth since the very beginning. A few more like this, and he'll regularly find himself on the podium.
Craig Henderson and Lynn Murphy are finally at a comfortable pace. They'll bring it home in 5th, collecting championship points.
Hey, the Zedrell brothers managed to hold off the Schofield's tremendous effort, winning two-wheel drive by just 11 seconds. Mike Goodwin took home top PGT honors.
Patrick Richard managed to overtake Bruno Carré by the end of stage 9, but the Laval Dennis brings the lead swap shop car home to take 3rd overall.
And while Team Subaru braves the last few K and brings the bright blue STI across the finish line in 2nd, they do it, though, in one piece. But it's this team, the Rockstar team, that crosses the flying finish with top honors with a solid strategy, great driving, a little bit of luck. They've earned a well-deserved win against not only the competition, but the elements. Lestage brings the Rockstar team the first win of the season. Patrick Richard nets 2nd for Team Subaru, putting them back into the championship hunt. And Bruno Carré grabs another podium for Team Swap Shop. And you know, considering the conditions, finishing here, that's great. But if you win here, man, that's sweet.
It's yesterday that we really won the rally. We did a good tire choice, and when I saw after the first stage that we had an advantage, I just went very hard for the last two, and we end up last night with a 1.5-minute lead, so that was very good. And we had a couple of close calls, but we managed to keep it on the road, and the team did a great job, and Nat did a great job again. So it was a team effort and no mistakes and a good result. And I have to say thanks to Gord Olson. He'll understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, just a great run.
And a hard-fought podium spot keeps Richard in the championship hunt.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really difficult event. Tire choice was a bit of a gamble all weekend long. Conditions were just atrocious, basically, and I'm happy that we got the car here in one piece, and that's great points for the championship.
But the man of the hour, Bruno Carré, kept his Subaru on pace to the end, and he's still on top of the standings.
Yeah, we're pretty happy about it. It's going to be a long championship, but because Pat and Antoine didn't make any points at the first rally, it was a good advantage for us. I don't think we can beat them on the road, but if they have bad lucks, then I think we can be opportunists.
With the podium stacked the way it is, and with one of Canada's most challenging events, the Rally Beta Chaleur, coming up, the 2010 Canadian Rally Championship is really heating up.
So Bruno Carré opens his lead atop the championship, while Antoine Lestage ties Craig Henderson for 2nd, and right behind them, Patrick Richard. Now, we have to mention the army of organizers, the marshals, the volunteers, who made the very best out of a challenging Rocky Mountain Rally. One for the books. And now for Paul, thank you for joining us here, the Canadian Rally Championship on Canada's sports leader, TSN.